Hey everyone, I just want to do a short video on the code 25 on my 1993 4Runner four-wheel drive. I couldn't find anything online to fix this, so I figured once I got it fixed I'd make a video for everyone else. I had a lot of issues with this. I was running code 25 forever, could not figure out what it was, thought it was a vacuum leak from somewhere, couldn't find it. Blew propane around every vacuum line I could possibly see, couldn't find a leak. So the first thing I did was I replaced the airflow meter here, the AFM, and the check engine light went off. It went off for a couple days and I thought that had fixed it, and then it came right back on. So I parked it and I let it sit for a few months because this is my spare vehicle. Then decided to go back to tackling it and started messing around, and then noticed that this hose here going into the throttle body just looked old. So I was like, well, let me pull this off. So I pulled it off and I noticed a huge crack under it. So I was like, well, that's definitely what's causing my code 25 because I'm sucking air right there after the AFM. So I replaced that hose, hooked it up, reset the computer, drove it for a couple days, and then the check engine light came back on again. Ran the code, it was code 25. So I was kind of at loss. I couldn't find a vacuum leak anywhere. The car ran great, a little rough at idle, but other than that, it ran great. So then the next thing I tackled was the oxygen sensor. I then took off the oxygen sensor and replaced that, which was not fun because the nuts were on fairly well. Like I said, it's an old vehicle. I don't think the oxygen sensor's ever been changed. Put the oxygen sensor on. Check engine light went off almost immediately, and I have driven this car for 3 or 4 days now and I've had zero issues. Runs great, idles great. Check engine light has not came back on for the code 25, so hopefully that fixed my problem. I tried to wait a few days before I did this video just to make sure it would not come back on, and it has not. But usually after I drive about 30 to 60 miles around that range, it would come back on, and I've driven probably 300 to 400 miles and it has not came back on. So I'm pretty positive that fixed the issue. While I was at it, I replaced a lot of these vacuum hoses just to do it because they just did not look well at all. But couldn't find a leak beforehand. I just figured why not go ahead and replace them. Just wanted to give that video update. And hopefully this helps somebody else. Thanks.